landlording, book deals, 1,000 LLCs.
That is definitely Trump's play. He been running that same. Yo, I was reading somewhere though that said if he had took the money his pop gave him and just stuck it in the S&P 500 and left it there, he would have had 200 times the wealth that he says he has now.
Yeah, but he never would have been president though, and he never would have had a. His name is valuable at this point, right now. Granted,
how much more? It ain't 200 times more valuable than it is. Right?
It might be. His name has value to it. I mean, so his name
not to him. Point, it has actually more value for people that support him than it does for him.
Well, at this point, he's become an idea, right? I was reading something today that said that he's at a point now where the more he's exposed for doing bad, like literally he's been
more popular
crime, the more his folks like grab him up. Like that's a whole different level. That becomes like almost cult leader like, right?
Not almost.
To the point where it doesn't even matter what you do, right? So Erica's gonna talk about her president. So the thing is though, just strictly like from a data point standpoint, the money that he did get from his father, if he did stick it in the S&P, he would have had way more money. His wealth would have been way farther. But you know how many people that's true for?
Almost everybody.
I think it was Fortune magazine did something like that before, and they were looking at like, just athletes, people that have had exorbitant amounts of wealth. Like they start all these businesses and they put all this like, active, what I like to call active investments, where whether they're, starting a bakery or starting this thing. And it was like, yo, if you go back and just do math, and they just stuck it in the S&P 500, because again, we're talking about over time. So think about it. When Trump's father gave him that money, what was that, the 70s?
Yeah.
A couple $1 million in the 70s, you just sit it there from now to the day. I mean, it's just time's going to do its thing, right? But I do believe that his name has a value, and also depends upon how you measure success, right? And here's why I say this. I talk to different people, and people measure success in different ways, right? So how would you measure success, Corey?
My family is happy, and I'm happy with the choices that I make on a day-to-day basis.
All right. So now, I like that answer, right? It has nothing to do with like money or positions or status. It has nothing to do with that, right?
If you know anything about me,
that's what I'm saying. I know you, so I know I know that you mean that. You're not just saying that. It's not hyperbole for you. So, but for some people, they measure success by like your achievements, whether that's through your work, your achievements financially. So I had someone argue me before, and I was just listening to him, that Trump is the most successful person ever. It was like, because he's a billionaire that became the leader of the free world. And it was like, who else can actually say that?
I mean,
like, all right. So but that's
maybe the founding fathers.
But that's how they measured success, right? And again, everybody measures success different.
I mean, that's a banging resume, though.
I mean, think about it, right? So fact is, some people say that he's probably the most successful person. Now, people will make that argument. Some people will say no because he did this, that, and the third. And I'm not even on the politics side. I'm just saying his name has a certain value to it. But do you care about that value? Because there are folks out there that make a lot of money and we don't know who they are. If you look at the Forbes 400, what's interesting about the Forbes 400 is we only talk about the very top, where you have people that have invented things or created things that added value to society, and they get the equity that puts them up there. Those people that inherited like the Walmart family and then Warren Buffett through investing, right? But if you look at the overall list, no one talks about the overall list like the entire 400. You know what most of the list is made up of? Managers. No managers, though.
People that manage other people's stuff.
Yo, people that have got into an organization and created value in the marketplace where they get equity. So a lot of times it's not even like
mad at that.
They're not even founders. They're people that have literally worked. They're managers, middle managers, managers. Steve Ballmer, right? Steve Ballmer's always up there. Steve Ballmer was a worker.
Yeah. Well, he was part of the original team. He sold out, and then they made him come back as a worker.